The truth is, you already know how to get healthy. That's not your struggle. Your struggle is making it finally work this time for real, for you. You already know what to do, but what you really need help with is how to actually make it work for you. Finally, this time, for good. And these healthy girl habits are the key. By the end of this video, you'll feel like getting healthy is no longer a chore, but actually just a natural part of who you are. It'll be effortless. You'll know exactly the daily routines, the mindset shifts, and the exciting and enjoyable habits that will actually not only work for you, but feel really, really good to your inherently feminine self. Because on this channel, we make our big dreams come true, we accomplish all of our biggest goals, but not at the cost of feeling like an overly disciplined man. Yuck. Hi and welcome. I'm Amanda, a busy full-time working mom, and I help women just like you thrive in your feminine energy despite all the masculine demands in your life. So listen, I will get to what to eat to be healthy, what to avoid, what to drink, what to exercise, yada yada, all that stuff. I will get to that because I know that you want it, but I also know that you've heard it all before. And so the truth is, it's actually all the other stuff that supports those things that are actually what's been missing and what's actually going to make the difference and make this time the last time that you tell yourself that you're finally going to do it. Because when I do get to the more practical food stuff, I know that you're going to be like, yeah, I actually did already know that. Because getting healthy is actually unbelievably simple. It's very simple, but it's not easy when you don't have the support of all the other things that I'm going to be talking about in this video. So I don't want to waste your time anymore. Let's get into it. You must first set yourself up for success. And one of the best ways that you can set yourself up for success is, first of all, getting very clear on exactly what your goals are, because if your goal is just get healthy, you're not going to accomplish that goal because that's not really a goal. And this is an issue that I actually ran into myself kind of recently. I am in kind of a hustle phase of my life right now. I have big health goals. I have big work goals. I have lots of goals. But I also know that one of my top priorities in life is to maintain the integrity of my feminine energy. I want to remain my aligned, soft, feminine self, even when I am pursuing big goals that require some masculine energy. So a lot of the goal setting advice that I found out there just didn't really apply to me. It didn't align with my goal of prioritizing my feminine energy. So I created something for myself. It's a template that allows me to achieve my big goals in 12 weeks or just a week shy of a quarter, but I designed it in a way that will accomplish two things. First, allow me to accomplish my biggest goals, and two, to do it without compromising my wonderful soft feminine energy. And there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't have enough time in this video to go over all of that. So what I'll do is I'll link down below the free template that you can download, because it comes with a walkthrough video where I walk through how to make this template work with your feminine energy. And then I'll also share a video up here that also explains it. But a big piece of that is locking in on 1 to 2 to maybe 3 if you cannot help yourself, but ideally 1 to 2 big goals that you're focused on at any given time. When you focus, you succeed. The thing is, we're not striving for a 100% success rate. That's not realistic, or if it is realistic, it's very much so ingrained in masculine energy. And that's not how we operate as inherently feminine energy aligned women. And even taking feminine versus masculine energy out of the equation, consistency over perfection will win every single time. You also set yourself up for success when trying to improve your health as a woman when you are aware of, realistic with, and respect your energy levels. And I go a lot more into that in the 12-week year video where I explain this process. But whether you're following that or not, as a woman, it is so important for you to become in tune with your energy levels and you honor and respect them. And like I've already alluded to in some way or another over and over again, even so far in this video, because it's so important, you set yourself up for success when you are mindful of your feminine energy and prioritize it on your journey to improving your health. Because when you do, you're acting in alignment with the most authentic version of yourself. And when you do that, it is literally just easy because there's no force associated with being in alignment. Next, we have to talk about mindset, and I know that I'm about to lose a whole bunch of you right now, but I accept that because for the people who do stay to hear this part, it is so crucial and so important, and I'm going to talk about it in a way that you maybe haven't heard of before, and the value there is so immense that I can't not share it, even though I know no one wants to hear about mindset. Because making these mindset shifts are what literally took me from trying and failing to get healthy in one way or another over and over and over again, this diet yo-yo cycle for like 10 years, to finally stopping all of that, fixing these few pieces of my mindset, and then going on a health journey that felt like it wasn't even a journey that I was going on. It just felt so natural and easy, and I had never been healthier. It literally just became so effortless. And the first step is to shift your identity. You need to adopt a new identity and now view yourself as the person who you want to be. But the key is that it's not just identifying who you want to be and trying to get there. It's fully immersing yourself in the new identity of the person that you want to become right now, even though you are not her. If your identity is the healthiest version of yourself, it does not matter that that's not who you are right now. You can identify, in fact, you must identify as the healthiest version of yourself and embody her completely, make all the choices she would make in order to become her. And the most amazing part of that is that when you do that, you are no longer fighting against willpower because it is just the new identity that you have adopted. And I know how this sounds. I know how it sounds kind of woo-woo, pie in the sky, very abstract. And I actually do have a video all about how to shift your mindset where I explain it in a lot more depth. So you're welcome to check that out if you want to learn more about it. But it really boils down to thinking instead of I'm trying to be healthier, you adopt the mindset of I am someone who values health and wellness and I prioritize it and choose it. Instead of I'm just a sugar addict. It is genuinely true for your new identity that your thought now becomes something more like, yes, I enjoy sweet treats, but I'm just the kind of person who prioritizes my health and wellness over immediate satisfaction. And I will be the first to admit that it sounds easier said than done. I acknowledge that. That's why I encourage you to check out the video because it does explain it in a lot more depth. All right, getting a little bit less deep and moving on to the next healthy girl habit, which is to romanticize this journey, which is so fun and so simple. This looks like buying some cute meal prep dishes, buying a new water bottle, maybe reorganizing your pantry, getting a new yoga mat or some new workout clothes. Romanticizing your health journey also looks like investing in yourself. Go for that upgraded gym membership that includes access to the steam room, or sign up for those bougie reformer Pilates classes. Buy some really, really nice tea to treat yourself with at the end of each night. Increase your grocery budget to allow you to invest in higher quality food. Buy an expensive yoga mat that you're more inclined to use. Go for a bit of a shopping spree at Aloe or Lululemon. And the point is that these investments, they're not just about making you feel good in the moment or giving you that little dopamine hit that you get from shopping or spending money. But when you invest in something, you value it and you're going to be more inclined to get your money's worth out of it. I bought myself an Aloe yoga mat. It's pink. It has this holographic logo. It's so cute. I loved it. I've been eyeing it for a long time. I bought it for myself for my birthday. And I'll tell you what, I've never done as much yoga or Pilates at home in the months following buying that yoga mat than I had for like many, many months prior. Your next healthy girl habit is to find exercise that you enjoy. And now we're starting to get into the tips that you've probably heard before, but I'm going to expand. And remember that my whole shtick on this channel, I approach everything with prioritizing your feminine energy and just letting life be easy and soft. So when we talk about exercise here, we're looking at it through that lens. So the first tip is to incorporate exercise in any easy, effortless way that you can. If you work from home, get a walking pad and a standing desk. Instead of meeting your girlfriend for coffee at the coffee shop to sit down for an hour and a half, instead, grab your coffee and then go for a walk for an hour and a half. Park further away than necessary when you go to the store. If you have kids, do a dance party with them. My kids love dance parties. When it comes to exercise and sticking to a plan, not only do you have to actually love the exercise that you're doing, but you need to design your regime around the path of least resistance. And a huge part of that is cycle syncing, which is essentially where you adopt your workouts, or any areas of your life really, but in this context, you adopt your workouts based on wherever you're at in your menstrual cycle, because your body feels very differently in every different phase. And this is a great example of how we prioritize our feminine energy as it relates to healthy girl habits like this. So you're not going to want to do a HIIT boot camp, whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't do them. But like a really intense workout, you're not going to want to do that every single week, 6 days a week without fail. That is extremely masculine. That's a very masculine approach, and it's going to put you in your masculine energy real quick, real fast. We don't do that here. Instead, a workout goal for a woman who wants to prioritize her feminine energy would be something like doing a more intense Pilates class during your follicular and ovulatory phases, and then giving your body a little bit of grace and rest that it needs during your luteal phase and menstrual phase by maybe doing some softer yoga classes. Things like that. There's so much more to say about cycle syncing, but that's a very good general overview. But back to the point of approaching exercise with the path of least resistance, finding workouts that you can do at home that you love. But for some other people, they just absolutely love going to the gym. If that's you, then if you're not already a member of the gym, join a gym that's on your way home from work already, so that way you don't have to go out of your way. There's less resistance there. And again, romanticize your exercise. Get new workout gear, new shoes, new water bottle, whatever. Make it cute, make it fun. You're literally just a girl. When it comes to food, there are a million different diet options out there for you, and you're not actually going to get specific advice like that from me. I'm not going to tell you do keto. I'm not going to tell you get in a calorie deficit. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not getting into that. However, I actually happen to work in the health industry, and so I'm exposed to a lot of the science around health and nutrition, and there are a few key things that I understand very well based on science as it comes to macronutrients. So I'm just going to give you that general overview here. The best healthy girl habit I can give you is to prioritize getting enough protein, and just Google what those numbers look like for you. It varies on everyone's weight or what their health goals are. But as women, we need to get way more protein than the standard American diet typically allows. So anywhere that you can incorporate more protein is going to help make you feel more full. It's going to make you feel more energized because you actually have fuel in your body. And while you're exercising, it's going to make those exercises work for you after the fact when you're then feeding your muscles with more protein. And I think a lot of us, we have or had this misconception that protein was an association with like bodybuilders, and that is not the case at all. Whether you're working out or not, you probably need way more protein than you're currently getting. So do some research on that. Figure out the ideal number of grams of protein that you need every day and try really, really hard to prioritize it. The other thing is that if losing weight is part of your healthy girl plan, then prioritizing protein is key, because if we look at hunger and satiation, you get the most bang for your buck when it comes to protein. You will notice very quickly that as you start prioritizing protein, your hunger levels go way down and your cravings for carbs and sugar go way down too, because your body is just very well satiated. And a lot of the same things can be said about healthy fats. And we have been told by diet culture to avoid fat of all kind for a long time, and it makes me very happy to see that a lot of people are starting to understand that that's not actually the best way to approach health whatsoever, especially for women with hormones, which is all women. Any woman at any age has to prioritize her hormone health, and getting good healthy fats is probably the best way to support those hormones. I'm not going to push low carb or keto, nothing like that. I'm not going to tell you to cut out carbs and sugar, but I will say that when you eat too much sugar or too many carbs, it makes you feel sluggish. We all know that, right? So I'm not here to tell you to cut out healthy carbs or whatever. I'm not here to tell you anything, actually. I'm just here to share some information, take it or leave it. But I think we all know that sugar and refined carbs are no good for us. They really don't help us at all. They make us sluggish, they make us crave more of them, and they are the worst, opposite to protein, where protein you get a lot of satiation from few grams or few calories from protein. It's the exact opposite with sugar and carbs. You can eat a huge amount of calories from carbs and still feel quite hungry an hour later. Plus, they make you sluggish, so they will make you not want to work out or get outside, and they will increase the cravings that you have for more sugar and more carbs, which is obviously not conducive to adopting healthy girl habits. My next tip when it comes to food is to find recipes that you absolutely love that meet your health goals, especially as replacements for things that you love but don't align with your health goals. My favorite thing in the whole wide world is ice cream. I love ice cream. I could eat it every single day. And actually, I do. I just make my own high protein, yet still delicious. I am not out here eating crappy tasting protein shake ice creams. No, they're high protein, delicious ice creams that I make in my Ninja Creamy machine. It's amazing. Whether you're on a healthy journey or not, whether you want to lose weight or not, whatever your goals, whether you have goals or not as they relate to health, this Ninja Creamy machine is unbelievable if you're an ice cream fan. So I'm just going to leave that there. But Ninja, if you're looking for a sponsor, hello. The next healthy girl habit is to anchor your day, your morning and your night with healthy habit routines. And the first and most important piece of this is to get enough sleep. I'm not going to expand on that because you know how important it is to get enough sleep. You already know that. So I'm not going to drone on about it, but it's critical, and it's critical that you design your mornings and your evenings to prioritize getting enough sleep. No more snooze. You're not hitting the snooze button anymore. It's not actually allowing you to get any more rested. It's just starting your morning in a very chaotic way. I used to be a chronic snoozer, and I actually do still snooze every day one time. But for those 9 minutes while my phone is snoozing for the next alarm, I am making very good use of that time, because when you first wake up, like before you even get out of bed, when you're still a little groggy and you're only like half awake, your brain is so susceptible at that time. And that's why everyone says don't go on your phone first thing in the morning. Yeah, absolutely don't do that. But you can also use that time to benefit you. So what I do every single morning, my alarm goes off, I'm sleepy, I snooze once, and I lay there in my bed. Sometimes I have to sit up so I don't fall back asleep. And I list off as many things as I can that I'm grateful for. Or I speak gratitude to the thing that I am actively manifesting. And that's what the first 9 minutes of my day look like every single day. And it's an amazing way to start your day. I really encourage you to try it. But whether you do or you don't, just stop snoozing. This one's hard. But if you can force yourself to start your day with water before coffee, you will feel amazing. Some days I'm better about this than others. And I'll say the days that I do get my water in before my coffee, I feel so good. It's like an instant energy boost because your body is just so dehydrated and depleted when you first wake up in the morning. And so if the first thing you give it is something that's going to dehydrate you further, that's not great for your body. So often it looks like me chugging a glass of water as fast as I can while my coffee's brewing because I want my coffee ASAP. And you'll notice that I'm not giving you very specific things to do and to incorporate into a morning or an evening routine because that's not my place and you can figure out what works for you. But as much as you can incorporate self-care in your morning and evening routines, the better. Because if we can anchor our days, the first thing we do when we wake up and the last thing we do before we go to bed is pouring into ourselves, that is going to have such an impact on your whole day, on your whole life. So I just want you to think about that. Think about what can you incorporate into your mornings and in your evenings where you can pour into yourself and anchor your days in that way. I've touched on it a little bit here, but discipline looks very different for men in their masculine energy than it does for women in our feminine energy. It looks very different. However, us as feminine women who prioritize being aligned with our feminine energy, we can still accomplish big goals. It just looks different. So I have a video up here all about being disciplined while keeping your feminine energy at the forefront of achieving those goals. You can check it out here. Don't forget to grab your free template below. I promise it will help you accomplish your biggest goals without compromising your beautiful feminine energy. I hope that you'll subscribe so I can see you soon. Until then, stay aligned.